All right, everyone, welcome to the October Q&A for Shutter Magazine. So we got a couple of good questions that are going to require some detailed answers, but all very good questions. First question comes to us from Trevor. Hey guys, only recently discovered this mag and I love it. Well, thanks, Trevor. I'm glad you're enjoying the magazine. It is near and dear to me to deliver something quality for professional photographers around the world. So I'm glad you enjoy it. Keep reading. Here's your question. When using a wedding planner who uses me as part of her wedding packages, who should the contract be between? Me and the planner or me and her client? Trevor, you are accountable to the person paying the bill. So unless that wedding planner is paying you directly, your contract is between you and the bride. When you miss expectations, it's that bride who's going to be pissed off, and she's going to be pissed at you, not the planner. So not only should your contract be between yourself and the bride, your communication should be between you and the bride. Do not work between the planner, or use the planner, I should say, as a liaison. That doesn't make any sense. Now, in the spirit of that, of course, we want to include the planner in all communication. Because why? She gave you the gig. So we've got to be respectful of that and mindful of that. But by the same token, we can't run everything through the planner. Because on that wedding day, it's you and the bride and groom all day. When it comes to expectations of what those images should look like, it's between you and the bride and groom. When it comes to the final deliverable, it's between you and the bride and groom. So what I'm expecting you to do here is loop in that wedding planner. And by the way, congratulations. When you got a wedding planner willing to hand you those jobs, take care of that wedding planner. That is easy marketing for you because she's handing you these jobs. So the better you take care of her, the fatter your wallet's going to be, my friend. So keep that in mind. All right, good question. Next one comes to us from Holly. I moved from a bustling bigger city into a small town, slow pace, etc. I'm, however, one of the first photographers allowed and welcomed into the Amish family homes here. Congratulations. So I've been busy with that. They have no problem paying for my services or product. It's the regular folks, the English, that I'm struggling with. Shoot and burn is all the rage here, and I simply cannot bring myself to go back to that way of doing business. My work is getting printed at Walmart. The thought of that just makes me want to be sick. How can I get people to understand that it's an investment into their family and that it's bigger than just getting good portraits of their kids? I want to help them create lasting memories of the whole family. Holly, by the way, good for you, man. You know, shoot and burn is something that I think is just going to die out eventually. You're seeing like the first and second generation of families, of weddings, of high school seniors that just have digital files of their memories. You know, and when something happens at Facebook and something happens on their phone and they lose all those images, or by the way, they don't even make computers with DVDs anymore. So what are they doing with some of this stuff? The media just dies. But there's nothing like that final print that you're going to deliver for them and put in their home, or that canvas. And we all know, right, what they're getting out of, like, you know, online or Walmart, it's just shit. I mean, that's the reality. It is not professional quality. It is not going to stand the test of 30 years. I mean, it's just not going to be there, or 100 years, so that they have it for generations to come. So how do you combat that? You educate them. Educate them on the difference. Put this on your website. This kind of stuff we're not dealing with in our studio. Not because there's not families out there that don't want those digital files, just because we've established a price point where we're not dealing with that. So price point is one way to differentiate. Having this information on your website is yet another way to differentiate and educate the client. And I think education goes a long way. They don't know any better, right? If dad doesn't have these pictures on his iPad mini or his iPhone, he thinks they don't count anymore. That could be part of your deliverable. You can deliver digital files for them, but they don't have to be your only deliverable. And that's how we do it in our studio. There's a hybrid approach. So you can't come in and just get a Groupon special for $29, get an hour session in the park, and get all your digital files on a CD. Can't do it. I was in park doing a family session just yesterday, and I'm in the park working with my client. They spent $2,000 before the shoot. So it's a $2,000 minimum where $1,700 goes towards their final product. So they didn't even pick out a canvas or an acrylic, right? $300 is for their session fee. The remainder goes towards product. Why is that model so important? Well, I don't want to force them into a canvas before they've ever seen a single image. But I do want to establish that, hey, if you're coming to me, you are in fact going to buy product. There's no way around it. So I filter that out right from the very beginning. The point of my story is I was sitting in the park waiting for my client, and I was watching this photographer in the park do mini sessions. And I'm listening to her clients talk to her, and they're talking about the digital files on this session. All the mom cared about is getting some pictures so she had them on a digital file so she can send out Christmas cards or whatever she was working on. Man, I don't want to work for 30 minutes to give them a digital file so they can go print some shitty thank you cards or holiday cards at one of those cheesy sites, right? I want to deliver longevity to my clients. I want to deliver quality to my clients. And if all of you out there want that, it starts at you, and it starts by educating your client. And by the way, that doesn't mean every client is going to get it. That's fine. Walk away from those clients. Let those clients go to another Groupon photographer while you are going to make $1,000 per family portrait, $2,000 per family portrait session. Not out of the realm of possibility. I don't care if you live in a big town or a small town. So our studio is proof positive of this. We are not in a big city or a big town. I live in O'Fallon, Illinois, for crying out loud. There's not much here. All right, next question comes to us from Chad. How about marketing for those of us that are just starting our business? We don't have big marketing budgets, if any, and we need to market to our client. What's the best way to do this on a budget? Chad, you've got to remember something. 10 years ago, I started this company in my basement. I had no budget. In fact, I almost went bankrupt at one point in my career because we had no money coming in. So you've got to get creative, my man. I'm sure you've heard about marketing on a shoestring budget, grassroots marketing. So get creative. Get out there, work with local toy stores. So here, it's Family Portrait Month. Here's a couple ideas for some marketing that will work. One, Facebook, right? Why don't you advertise mini sessions, 30-minute mini sessions, $59 session fee, $99 session fee. That doesn't mean they get their digital files. It's a session fee. Market that locally. Put $100 behind it. Put $200 behind it. $200 behind it, and if you book 2 sessions, you paid for your marketing, and hopefully you're going to book more than that. Why don't you work with a local toy store for Family Portrait Month and have them lend you toys that can be used for kids on these shoots, and then run a campaign locally. Run a campaign with your friends and family. Come on, man. Friends and family, coworkers, people you know, they all have families. So you've got to start tapping into that so that you can generate business and get sessions in. Keep your session fee low, get yourself busy, make money on the actual final product sale, and that's how you do it, my man. What I just told you isn't going to cost you more than $200, but it's going to take a lot of sweat equity to get this going for you, but I promise you it will work. Last question comes to us from Sue. How do you get a group all in focus without making everyone stand in a straight line, same plane? So this is interesting. When we're doing family portraits and we want to have everyone in focus, I'm not shooting at f/16, okay? Instead, what I'm doing is I'm typically shooting at 5/6 to 11. So if we're outdoors and I've got them really spread apart, okay, it'll probably be at f/11. But if you're indoors in a studio, which is not my style of family portraits, not my style of portraits at all, what I do is kind of stack focus in a way. So what I'm doing is I'm taking multiple shots, okay, of a family, and I'll put my focus point on the front row. So let's just say I have them staggered into 2 rows, or 2 different planes, or maybe even a third one. What I'm doing is I'm putting my focus point on the first level of people, pop, get that, make sure everybody's eyes are open, things like that. Then I take my focus point, put it to the second row of people, pop, take that shot. Now that whole second row should be in focus. If there's a third row, I would do the same kind of thing. And then in post-production, it's as simple as swapping faces, which, by the way, when you're taking a big group shot, getting everyone's face smiling, eyes open is a mini act of God anyway. And so there's more than likely going to be some face swapping happening in post-production anyway. So that's my technique for doing it when I'm going to put them off into different layers, if you will, to get everyone in focus. So that's my trick. Do with it whatever you want. Hopefully these questions and answers have helped you guys this month. Remember, look to our Facebook page for Behind the Shutter. We're constantly asking for new questions from you guys. What challenges are you facing, whether it's in your business, your marketing, your lighting? Hit us with those questions and we'll do our best to get them answered next month. And for more information, as always, visit behindtheshutter.com.